Follow Marcus Garvey today. Why can't I, follow? Come on, follow Marcus Garvey today. Why can't I, follow? Everywhere we go, I will go. And everything he say, oh yes it's hard. So I can die, follow me. Come on, follow, Marcus, yeah, why can't I, follow? He never commit no crime. He always do right. So why can't I, follow, Marcus, yeah, why can't I, follow? Follow Marcus Garvey today.
Yes, greetings, one and all. And it's a great pleasure to be here with you again. My name is Bakari Makaru, and I'm your host of Unity and Solidarity TV. Today is Sunday, November 8th to November 19th, my apologies, right? 2023. And of course, I need to let you all know that today's broadcast is available on our YouTube channel, Unity and Solidarity TV, as well as on the Facebook page of Bakari Makeru, and last but not least, the other Facebook page of UNIAACL St. Martin Chapter, which is also on Facebook, right? So remember, if you do appreciate our content, you can do us a huge favor by liking, following, and sharing and subscribing to our Facebook pages and YouTube channel. And if you ever want to be a guest on Unity and Solidarity TV to discuss an issue close to your heart, please feel free to send us an email at unityandsolidaritystv@gmail.com or send me a direct message via Facebook at Bakari Makeru. Before we get into today's discussion, I have a few brief announcements that I would like to make and share with the community. And these are as follows. On this day, in November 1803, French General Rochambeau kneels in front of Dessalines after his defeat at the Battle of Vitteres. This is very important because Rochambeau was sent to Haiti to exterminate the island by Napoleon. Napoleon then said, "We will bring fresh Africans and start over." Slavery, of course. So that's very important to know, all right? Also, Unity and Solidarity extends best wishes to our friends and family and comrades on our beloved sister island of St. Eustatius, and wishing everyone a most happy, enjoyable, and belated Statia Day. Respect and honors and congratulations are also due to the organizers, partners, and volunteers that made the 64th Annual St. Martin's Day Cultural Parade on the South Side and the Children's Unity Parade in Marigot a huge success. I, for one, was very impressed with the costumes, the number of troops, the blasting of we own music, the hardworking and cheerful volunteers, and the involvement of the different cultures in the entire parade. It was truly a family event and something that we should be extremely proud of and ensure that it continues. I believe that the manifestations reinforced a sense of national pride and fostered a deeper appreciation for our national symbols. It was well planned and masterfully executed. And again, I look forward to seeing next year's manifestation, of course. Family, on Saturday, November 25th, 2023, Mindful Elevation Caribbean is having two interactive discussions. The first discussion starts at 2 p.m. and will talk about domestic violence awareness and managing healing with guest speaker Miss Janelle Hunt. And as I said, it starts at 2 p.m. And it's important to know, right? Let me just go to my notes here. Yes, it's important to know that Ms. Hunt works in the field of cybersecurity for the federal government of the United States, an owner of Made on What I Know, which provides coaching services to help women overcome the lingering effects of domestic violence. She is also the author of Made on What I Know, Find Your Serenity, Reclaim Your Life, and Pursue Your Goals After Domestic Violence. Again, the conversation starts at 2 p.m. And then at 7 p.m., there's another impactful discussion entitled Eating Disorder in the Black Community with special guest Jessica Harris. So, of course, you can always go to the Facebook page of Mindful Elevation Caribbean to follow the discussion, share thoughts, ask your questions, and get the information. And lastly, family, in commemoration of International Men's Day today, I will be paying a special tribute to several men that contributed to my personal development and worldview, and to whom I am eternally grateful for their protection, guidance, advice, and support. So that's coming up later this afternoon. So I hope you will be joining us. So today I have a very special guest in the person of Mr. Fabio, and we are going to talk about his recent article entitled The Forced Immigration of Haitian Nationals, right? So before we get in, I would like to welcome Mr. Fabio and to thank him for making time, out of his busy schedule and many, many responsibilities to share some insight and to enrich our understanding with regards to his article and, of course, the way forward. So, Fabio, welcome, and thank you for accepting the invitation.
Thank you, Bakari, and thank you for inviting me on the platform. I commend the work that you're doing, and I salute the unity community that you have out there.
Yes,
Uh,
thanks.
it's a growing community of consciousness and promoting togetherness, promoting the oneness of humanity, which I find is slowly eroding. But with efforts like yours and to hold on to that cultural and social fabric and that togetherness. So I really take my hat off to you guys.
Give
Um,
thanks.
as you mentioned, my name is Fabio Doralis. I am the vice president or the interim
Okay.
president now of the Haitian Association of St. Martin, HASMA, and I'm also the president of the Les Sommets Foundation. Now, just to clarify the two, because almost everyone gets it confused. The Haitian Association of St. Martin, HASMA, is to champion the continued integration of Haitian immigrants or the Haitian community within the St. Martin community. It's not that yes, we want Haitians to take over. No, we want Haitians to better integrate themselves within the St. Martin community, because there's a whole lot of Haitian nationals that has made St. Martin their home, has called St. Martin their home, and they're not going back. So we deemed it necessary to give them a helping hand, show them, listen, how to better integrate themselves within St. Martin, how to invest in St. Martin, how to sorry, how to how to make your resources work for you here and better integrate to make St. Martin better. So it's all about the betterment of St. Martin through integration. Now, the Les Sommets Foundation, um, the word Les Sommets is French for summit. So it's basically the Summit Foundation, where we want to take um, our people, our communities to another level. It's really to promote the social, cultural, and professional development of individuals within the community, and that is not strictly based on the Haitian community. It's for the entire island. So a lot of people
Mm,
is have those two confused because I sit on boards.
got you, got you. And if you would be so kind, right? Could you tell us a bit more about the works, the mission, activities, and goals of the Haitian Association of St. Martin?
Well, is it's I can break it down in a nutshell and make it very quick. It's basically to promote the social integration of the Haitian community within the St. Martin community. I am a firm believer of, if you migrate to another man's country and you call that country your home, you have to do your part to make that home the best that it can be. Is not that what we see, what we see happen within so much other communities, where they come in, they take and they stick to themselves. No, I want to
Mm,
promote integration. I want to promote cross cultural exchange, where St. Martin learns a little bit from the Haitian culture, and the Haitian community share a little bit of their culture with St. Martin, because at the end of the day, we are the most unique island in the Caribbean. There's no other island that can boast this much nationality, this much ethnicity, in one condensed space. And we're not speaking of a large landmass like the U.S. We're speaking of literally a coin drop. So your neighbors can literally be from three, four, five different islands or countries, or even two, three different continents,
so true.
and to see us living harmoniously, how we are living now. We don't really hear of any ethnic battles. For example, everyone knows right now the Dominican Republic and the Republic of Haiti is going through some tension, but I still hang out and jive with my Dominican neighbors.
Yeah.
We are one, and that's
Mm.
the uniqueness that St. Martin has, and that is something that we really need to promote more. One, and we need to continue to celebrate.
Nice. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Now I must tell you, I came across your article a few days ago. I read it several times. Okay. And of course, after reading it the umpteenth time, I decided I needed to have you as a guest on our show to explain a bit more and hopefully go into depth, And of course, I had some questions that could help me
Mhm.
to arrive at a more informed position, as it were. So
Yeah.
my first question is this: how did your organization first learn about this case?
Okay. When you say case, you're talking about the entire petition, or the specific case that I referred to within the petition, where the individual lost his life, etc.
No, not so far. That's a bit that comes after. So in your article, if I understand it correctly, and if I haven't, please correct me. Yeah, you talked about the forced deportation of several nationals, of several Haitian nationals. That's the group I'm referring to, unless I'm mixing up something.
No, 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 no. You're saying it correct. The forced return of Haitian nationals back to we've been monitoring for a while. And let me start off by saying, as the Haitian Association, we wholeheartedly uphold all immigration and encourage people to uphold all immigration laws. So this petition is not to how to say, to force the immigration the Minister of Justice to change her immigration policy. What we're basically asking is, hey, listen, there's a war zone in Haiti now. All we're asking for is a temporary stop deportation order on Haitian nationals. Now, we've been monitoring the situation in Haiti for a while, and we've been seeing from since actually 2021, where other international organizations kind of speaking on the issues, but they never took a clear position. But in 2022, they started having clear positions, and the UN, for example, the CERD, Center for the Center of Elimination of Racial Discrimination, they had a position on it, and they say, listen, based on what is happening and based on what we see happening in the foreseeable future, we advise the Americas to put a temporary ban on the forced return of Haitians. Now, the CERD is part of the UN, the United Nations, and then you have organizations, other branches of UN, for example, the ONCHR, which is
The
the
Organization of Human Rights Council.
the exactly. And then you have the High Commission of Human Rights also within the UN, and then you have the international. I'm bad with acronyms, but I think it's IATA or something like that. All of them afterwards, each one of them came out with positions saying, "Listen, we need to stop deporting Haitian because one, it's a violation of human rights. It's a violation of human rights. Secondly, it's a war zone down there. It literally is a war zone. So when we were monitoring those and we actually watch and see, okay, um, these international bodies made this appeal. Let's see what our island is gonna do, and we keep seeing that our our community brothers and sisters are keep being deported. But what really pushed us to put this petition together is when we learned of a local born and raised Saint Martiner who unfortunately was unable to get his legal status here. And mind you, he was deported when he was 20, I believe, in his 20s, which is unfortunate on both sides, both his side, his parents' side, and our side for not really facilitating a way for him, tragically losing his life. And the cries reached to our office, and we were like, whoa, we really got to do something. So we started digging and seeing exactly what we could have done. um, there's several occasions where the immigration department would hold groups of Haitians trying to get here, or whether they caught them right here and they needed assistance, and we wholeheartedly provided the assistance. But when we notice things really start to get worse in Haiti, and then we heard reports of two more individuals that was deported, and on their way home they lost their lives. Like, no, it is too much. Unfortunately, um, the article came out when it did, uh, which is around election time. So now, well, people are trying to put a political spin onto it, which to me is quite unfortunate. But I think I will assume part of the blame, because I think I should have made it clear that, hey, listen, believe it or not, I still hold my responsibilities. I'm not an elected official, and not just because you are postulating for office, it means that you are void of all your responsibilities. So every responsibility that has to do with the Haitian Association, as of right now, I still have to uphold my duties, and the same goes for my responsibilities towards the Lissomet Foundation and towards my employer, my job. I still have to hold up those responsibilities. So unfortunately, they wanna say it's because of political reasons that I'm doing it. And for those that saying it, or believing in that notion, I would implore all of you guys, go on the Facebook page, check the history. We've been advocating. We've been advocating, and I can make a few letters public that we've been sending out. Uh, so it's only getting traction now, and which I say is a catch 22, because if it wasn't for elections, it probably would not have gotten the traction that it's getting now. But also, it's being politicized, unfortunately.
I hear you. And I really want to thank you for that clarification. And I must be honest with you, that perspective didn't even enter my mind. You know, I looked at it squarely from a humanitarian perspective, you know, and that's what it was for me. And that's why I became very curious to learn much more about it. And I'm really grateful for the clarity you offered, because I was under the impression that it's a group, right? A number of Haitian nationals who are right now, let's say, are detained, if that's a correct word, are waiting
Mm-hmm.
to be deported. That's what I kind of understood. But if I'm listening to you now, it pertains to a more general approach, right? Where it pertains to let's say the immigration policy, specifically when it comes to persons leaving nations gripped in a humanitarian crisis.
Yeah, exactly. For example, we would not deport or send back anyone, any Ukrainian to Ukraine right now. We would not send back any Palestinian to Palestine or Israel right now. So why, if we know Haiti is a war zone and is not something that we're making up, is being covered by international media every single day. So why, if we're gonna do it for the rest, why can't we do it for our Caribbean brother and sister? I mean, Haiti is literally an hour and a half away, a stone throw away. So we can learn so much from Haiti and their strive and how they got to where they got to. And don't think that just because it happened to them that it cannot happen to us. Today is them. Tomorrow it can be us. And I remember after Irma,
Thank
they
you.
like to classify Haiti as a poor country, etc.
Yes.
But Haiti was ready to send aid to St. Martin after Irma. Imagine that. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And Haiti is one of the few countries that has fought in almost every single war as aid. Haiti helped America, the United States of America, gain its independence from Britain.
England. Yeah.
Um, Haiti helped Greece, so much other countries liberate themselves. That's why you see countries like Venezuela, like Colombia. Their flag
It's
is a
similar.
tribute.
Yeah, it's similar.
It's a tribute to Haiti. So when if we're taking it from that perspective, that moral responsibility we have towards the people and the country that let me say um proclaim world liberty, or was the founding members of world liberty for the black nations. I think we should hold a deep respect and appreciation towards them. Now, please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we should invite or get people or leave Haitians from Haiti come in. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the ones that's here, just don't deport them back so they can lose their life. I'm not saying open refugee gates, open refugee camps, or anything like that. That is not what I'm advocating for. All I'm advocating is, listen, there are some here. There are Haitian nationals here, and for some reason or not, they were not able to get their residency permits in order. So instead of deporting them back to a war zone right now, I'm not even asking you to give them any type of protective status. Just simply put a halt on it. That's all. That's all we're asking. That's all we're asking.
Okay, and then when you put a halt on it, right? Who then becomes responsible for their daily sustenance?
But they are sustaining themselves right now. They are
Okay,
sustained
good.
because it's not like they are in detention centers or anything like that.
Hmm.
What we're saying is, okay. For the past couple of weeks or 2 weeks or so, we realized there's an increase in raids, immigration raids. I'm speaking. So
Okay.
if for example you go on a construction site and you pick up a few non-nationals, and while processing them, and you realize, hey, listen, he's a Haitian national. while I would suggest that you document it, like, hey, listen, we picked up X, Y, and Z on this day, have a record, and it would actually help the census, because then you're like, oh, listen, last month we picked up, for example, X amount of Haitian nationals undocumented. Now you know St. Martin has X amount of Haitians nationals undocumented. It'll have the census, but um, right now they're sustaining themselves. They're not they're not really a burden to society. And people that know the Haitian community know that they are very respectful people. They are minimally um, 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 involved in crime. They are hard workers, and believe it or not, they do most of the dirty work that a lot don't want to do. So in essence, they are, I wouldn't want to say a necessity, but they actually help move the economy forward also. Because remember, and I'm not speaking about just the Haitian community now, even the undocumented individuals within our society development, because they pay rent, they buy groceries, they buy clothes, they top up their phone, their talent, their Telcel phone, or the UTS phones. So all of that contribute. They go out to dance, they go out to eat. All of that contributes to the economy also. So while we always want to have a notion, yeah, we got to get rid of all undocumented, etc. Uh, we gotta really think a bit further before we make any brass decisions like that.
Okay, but then let me ask a question then, because I would imagine this might be on the minds of some of the viewers. What might be a reason that some would be undocumented? They would have a job and everything, right? Let's say they're working for a company, but what would be a reason? Because I would also imagine that someone would say that, okay, there have been grace periods to allow persons to come and fix up and get their stuff together, So what might be a reason, my brother, that we would still have, persons undocumented?
That's a very, very good question. The prime minister was asked last Wednesday in the press briefing that same exact question, well, a position on the same article. And one of the things she mentioned is that the Ministry of Justice made provisions by way of a grace period to get documented. But what they fail to understand is that you are asking people, and I'm going back to the Haitian community specifically, you are asking Haitian nationals to get a whole bunch of documents that is legalized and apostille from a war zone. How can you get it? If there's a war zone and literally government agencies and offices is shut down, how do you get it? So is you're asking, you're putting me between a rock and a hard place. Yes, I want to get myself straightened out. I want to get myself legalized, but the documents you're requiring, I cannot get. So I think an exemption should have been made to certain required documents that, for example, let's say a birth certificate from Haiti of no less than 3 years, or no less than however time they want, and we know they just literally cannot get it. All is the same thing, like when the COVID was around. There was a whole lot of non-nationals that got themselves in problems because um, a lot of countries were shut down. And I remember the government did actually made provision on for those cases where they said, listen, if your country is shut down and you cannot get the document, write a letter, etc., which they did. But for this specific case, you don't. So it's kind of hard to legalize yourself when you cannot get the required documents that you need to submit to register yourself.
Wow. And of course, these concerns were placed at the feet of the Minister of Justice and, by extension, let's say, the Council of Ministers. Is that correct?
The by way of the individuals, yes, that's applying for them,
Okay.
because I know quite a few individuals. They actually went through a legal firm to represent them and highlight those issues. Some were accepted, and some simply was not.
Wow. Okay. Okay, that's fair. And you know something else that went through my mind when I was going through going over your article, right? Are you aware of any instances where let's say new arrivals in particular, right, leaving the island of Haiti, when they reach on the shore or even before they reach St. Martin, apply for asylum?
Not on the southern side, not on the Dutch side, but my
Okay.
French counterparts, they have reported that a number of Haitians, they seek asylum on the French side.
Okay.
Asylum is not typically granted on the Dutch side. I remember one specific case, and this was December 2021, or yeah, December 2021, where a vessel leaving from the island of Dominica, it ran into engine problems, and they for 5 days. Drifted for 5 days. Luckily, they were spotted by another boat. They called in the Coast Guard, and our Coast Guard were able to retrieve them from that drifting vessel. Now they called us in for assistance, so we brought them food, we brought them water, some clothing articles, etc., etc. And through our lawyers, we were trying to get them asylum, um, and unfortunately, we were not able to, because one, the short period that you have to act was the window you had to act in was really short, because the courts was going to close, I believe, in 3 or 4 days,
Okay.
and we
Oh yeah,
just couldn't get
December, yeah.
everything together.
Wow. So even in a situation like that, special provisions could not be made so that the persons could have gotten that type of legal assistance from the court.
Sorry, you broke up for a second.
Sorry. So what I was asking is, because you said that this occurred in December, right? So you had a small window of opportunity to go to the court and get a number of matters rectified, right? So I'm
Yes.
asking whether, despite that it was in December, could there not have been like a special provision made, extra day or two or whatever, to render that type of legal support, to those persons?
Yes, we believe it could have been done, and from my
Okay.
recollection, I believe it was in process. One thing that held us back a lot was the financial burden of the law firm, because I think it had come up to about 16,000 in representation, and they wanted 50% down or something like that. And we as the association was just not in of the financial position to do that. While we did come up with a small deposit, but that was just enough to just take care of the first initial letters, etc. Because lawyers is like 350 an hour, so
Yeah.
it adds up real quick. Unfortunately, they were repatriated to Haiti. But again, that was December 2021. So while it was terrible, while the situation in Haiti was terrible, but it was not to the degree it is now. So they were repatriated, and we didn't want to see them go, but unfortunately they had to go, and the only thing I can take solace in is that um, the situation in Haiti was not as bad or as dire as it is now.
And tell me something. Once your organization has made attempts to offer support and assistance, right, to Haitian nationals, does that assistance support stop once they have left the island, or does your organization follow up to see how it's going, and see how else you could better assist while they are reintegrating, as it were, on their island?
No, once they leave the shore, our system stop, because
Okay.
there's countless of organizations down in Haiti,
Okay.
and believe it or not, they're actually going back home. They're actually going back home. So our remember, our primary goal is to further develop and aid the social cultural integration of Haitians here on the island with
Good
St.
point.
Martin culture. So whatever is happening down in Haiti, while we could share our our challenges, etc., our plight, and at times support. Because, for example, when there was the earthquake, I think last year, or the year before, we amassed a whole lot of resources and sent containers of resources to Haiti. But believe it or not, that was in collaboration with many other organizations here locally,
Okay.
including a lot of other organizations pitched in. I remember the Red Cross did something. K1 Britannia, they actually went down and I put boots on the ground down there. A whole lot of Lions Club did something. A whole lot of well-known organizations collaborated, but then again, that was another humanitarian crisis again, because it
Mm.
was a powerful 5 point something,
Earthquake.
5.7 if I'm not mistaken, earthquake that completely flattened one of the areas in Haiti. So, saying that to come back. Um, our services typically ends, um, once the person leaves the island. But
Okay.
if there's a humanitarian crisis, and not only in Haiti, because I remember a few years ago when the earthquake, when the volcano exploded in, I believe it was
St.
Montserrat,
Vincent? Oh,
St.
okay.
Vincent, sorry. The our organization, the Haitian Association of St. Martin, and the Summit Foundation put together and send supplies there also. So,
Wow.
while especially the Haitian Association is to help the social integration of Haitian here, but once there's a distress call within the region, we put together and we send out aid, because it's in our blood. It's in our nature. So that's what we do.
Yeah, man. Give thanks. Give thanks. That's really a powerful. That's a powerful move, and it
Um,
really demonstrates regional solidarity. So really got to give
yeah.
thanks for that. So yeah, you want to continue?
And
Continue.
another point I want to highlight also is that, when we say we want to really help the social integration, we have worked with the government of St. Martin on numerous projects. VSA, for example, we have worked with UNICEF and the what you call it, of the West Indies, the University of the West
University.
Indies. The
Okay.
University of the West Indies. I remember there was a child protection something project that was happening,
Yes.
and and they needed insight, they needed data, and they actually came and they sat with us, and we did assessments within the community, and we were able to help provide them answers, so they can finalize their report. I remember, not too long ago, we were doing community risk mapping, and
Mm.
the Haitian Association of St. Martin was involved in that also, because while we do have a large community here, and if there's a natural disaster here, you want every single community to know exactly what needs to be done, where it needs to be done, what needs to who you need to contact, etc., etc., etc. So, I want to commend the government of St. Martin, one, for including us in those discussions, and giving us the opportunity to share our viewpoint on vital decisions like that. So, it's just to highlight that, hey, listen, we're not just here advocating for non-nationals, or undocumented to stay, etc. We actually, when we say We working on making St. Martin a better place. We do it in every sense of the word.
Give thanks. Give thanks. So tell me something. So the article was released. I'm under the impression that a letter was sent, right, to the Minister of
Yes.
Justice. Have you received any response as yet?
No, we haven't received any feedback. A letter was sent to the Minister of Justice. It was copied to the Council of Minister, so every single minister should have received a copy. Um, I anticipated a bit of delay in reaction, simply for the fact that they basically would have to fact check everything I mentioned in the letter, because I did mention a few UN resolutions, etc., which I provided copies of. And I believe that they would do their due diligence to fact check it. But while that is happening, they are still deporting. And
Exactly.
base,
That was
base,
my next
and,
question.
and that is the unfortunate part, because a humanitarian crisis, in proportion of what is happening in Haiti right now, um, we shouldn't, and when I say we, I'm talking the government, shouldn't be finding out about it now. Um, it's highly publicized. Our foreign relations department should have sounded the alarm from since the UN announced it. They should have sounded, hey, listen, Holland needs to respect it, the Netherlands needs to respect it. By way of the charter, we are connected, so we also need to adhere to it. So I don't want to say they dropped the ball, but I understand that we are going through unprecedented times ourselves, and probably it was just not given the priority as it should have.
Okay. No, and I think I like how you framed the response, because I have noticed, at least with this particular government, especially based on its interactions with The Hague, and in particular with, let's call it, the unjust treatment, with the forced conditions and such, I would imagine, right, that our government would be aware, of what it means to be unfairly treated in various situations. I would imagine. I would also imagine, based on our relationships, with key governing bodies and institutions around the regions, and all of the trips that members of parliament and council of ministers they make sometimes on a quarterly basis, that they would be in contact with many knowledgeable persons, who could also assist them in broadening their understanding of these particular issues. Now, based on what you've just mentioned, right? And if you don't feel confidence that there is a of discrimination when it comes to Haitian people on St. Martin, because you talked about,
Can you repeat the first part, please, because you completely fall out.
sorry, I was saying, right, that I'm going to ask you a question, and it's okay if you don't feel comfortable answering, right? But you said something earlier where it pertains to the deportation of Palestinians, of persons from Ukraine, right? Do you think that Haitian nationals on St. Martin are discriminated against when it comes to this immigration policy, especially considering a humanitarian crisis?
I wouldn't go as far to say that I wouldn't want to put it that we are being targeted specifically to be discriminated against. I think I think it's people of color, our people of color, our Caribbean brothers and sisters of color, is actually getting not too fear of a shake. And I'll give you a prime example. You hardly ever hear of immigration raids down Simpson Bay, down Maho. A Caucasian person hardly ever gets stopped and asks, "Hey, listen, show me your legal status for the island." But you see our brown and our brown skinned brothers and sisters, they are being asked way more often. So I wouldn't specifically say it's only for the Haitian community. I would say it's across the black and brown community.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. And in your article, you talked about getting more information regarding, and I quote here, the two individuals who were recently deported tragically met their untimely fates while en route to their respective villages. Right? Are you able or are you in a position to offer us any updates regarding a particular matter?
Yes. Um, Unfortunately, I cannot say exactly who they are. But it was confirmed by families of the individuals that, hey, listen, um, their family members was unfortunately killed during their passage home. Now, some of that one of the family members I know actually left the island and migrated to another Caribbean island, which is something that Haitians typically do. They migrate, they come here, they contribute, they do what they have to do, and they quite a few of them actually leave to greener pastures, as they would say it. Uh, but that's the only update I can give so far. If
Okay.
you realize, even the first incident, which was actually published a couple months ago in our local papers and in our local media. And we did not mention his name before, out of respect for the family and friends, etc. Because we did not want to reopen wounds that were healing, but we still had to kind of make mention to it, like, hey, listen, this is the consequence of it also.
Wow. And so then, because I've seen some articles of cases where Haitian nationals would have come to the island, right? And let's say they stayed longer, and then after the fact, of course, they would come in contact with the Ministry of Justice, of course, and some would challenge,
Mhm,
the instruction to be deported, and the
mhm.
government, the court, my apologies, the court would say that they did not prove, right, that their life was in immediate danger if they returned to Haiti. Are you familiar with some of those reports?
Yes, that's a basic thing you have to prove, especially when you are seeking asylum. And those reports, I'm guessing, were from not from a time earlier than this current year.
Yes.
This year, the situation in Haiti has degraded to such an extent that you see international organization is calling for the stop deportation. So those reports of, let's say from any year before last year, etc. You could argue that, hey, listen, your life is not in direct danger, but now, based on several reports, um, your life is in direct danger right now. Your life is in direct danger. And it has gotten to a point where there's even reports where dignitaries actually leaving the island, and which is sad. You're supposed to be in charge, dealing with these issues, and you yourself, you're still afraid of your for your own life. You're sending your kids, you're sending your wife and everybody away, and you
Abroad, yeah.
yourself is fleeing the country. So there we can see a direct correlation of where your life would be in danger. So those reports would probably be before this year, which arguably you could say, "Hey, listen, things are bad in Haiti, but it's not that bad. But this year, oof, terrible."
So give us a bit more, because I would imagine that maybe someone who read your article would have, maybe they could be forgiven for wondering, what does this have to do with me and why is it important? You know, So just help some of our viewers to understand why this particular issue of forced deportation, once again, because you touched upon it on several times, yeah? But why is it important, you know, that we on this part of the pond, so to say, pay keen attention to this particular development?
Well, okay. I'll
Take
start.
your time.
I'll start off by
Take your
saying.
time. Take your time.
I'll start off by saying this. There's a Haitian proverb that says, and I'll paraphrase it in English. wh- Um, that when your neighbor's house is on fire, you water your roof or something like that.
Yes,
So
that's correct.
and and
That's correct.
and there's another one where learn from others' mistakes so you don't have to do it yourself, because what Haiti is going through now, um, while a lot of people may want to blame it on the Haitian people and the Haitian government, etc., they have to they have to take a step back and recognize the systematic, how would I put it, what the international community has contributed to it. Now, Haiti was repressed, or was suppressed because of what it did for the Black Revolution, etc., etc. And superpowers were not happy. Now, who are the superpowers? Europeans. Who do we have over us? Europeans. So, not just because it's happening to Haiti and we are part of the kingdom, meaning that it can't happen to us. We are being suppressed right now as it speak. Ask our government and the fair treatment or the unfair treatment that we receive from the kingdom. Now, that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning. So don't think that it's happening over there. It can't happen to me. No, no, no. It could happen to you. And the way we help out our brother and sister will send a message to the colonizers, the suppressors. That, hey, listen, um, maybe we gotta think twice on suppressing those people. So it can it, that is one way I would answer it.
Nice. No, I appreciate that. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, the other way is the other angle I would take it, which is what I highlighted in the petition, is that the Netherlands is a founding member of the UN. Now, the UN passed the resolution to stop the forced return or the forced deportation of Haitian nationals. Now, by way of our charter, our kingdom charter, the document that links us and the Netherlands, we have to respect it, because both the Netherlands, St. Martin, all subscribe to upholding humanitarian rights. And this is a clear violation of humanitarian rights. And I'll draw the example again. Right now, no country in the world would deport or send back any Ukrainian to Ukraine, or anyone to Palestine or Israel, etc. And they did not need a resolution to do that. International organization did not need to speak out to do that. So why do we need a resolution, and we need basically almost the rest of the world speaking about it to actually recognize the issue? Makes you wonder.
Makes you wonder indeed. Makes you wonder indeed. And this part I can't really remember if I saw it in your article, but when I was doing my own, brief reading, I was scanning different pages. I learned of a very interesting article or convention, and it's called non-refoulement. And it basically said, I know I'm not pronouncing it right, but it basically
Yeah,
said,
I say the same way to non-reform.
okay, so you would be aware of it, that you cannot, or it's not suggested to deport persons. In this case, they use the terms asylum seekers and refugees, right? You cannot return them, right, to their country of origin if it is gripped in a crisis. You understand? And then they mention a number of articles, which I thought was very insightful, right? I'm not a legal mind by far, but they quoted like Article 2, the right of life, in the European Court of Human Rights. They quoted Article 14, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 31 of the Refugees Convention, and a few others, And while I'm reading this, I'm saying to myself, it is so important to know these things because tomorrow, as you rightfully say, I might be on a plane or a boat or a human caravan, right? Seeking a better quality of life someplace else. Let's say, for example, God forbid, St. Martin is rocked by a severe natural hazard, right? And we are unable to, whatever. But the possibility does exist. And you know why I'm saying so also, my brother? I am doing my utmost to pay attention to the ongoing climate crisis. Okay?
Yep.
And many reports are now saying that we are going to witness scores, thousands of climate refugees. Because with the rising sea levels, with the storms getting stronger and more frequent, with the droughts and the consequences thereof, it could mean
temperatures.
It could mean that those of us living on the islands might have to consider, or we might be confronted with the reality that we're going to have to move. Okay?
I remember not too long ago, Prime Minister Mia Mottley, she addressed the nations. She addressed world leaders. I can't remember the name of the summit or the forum, and she was basically begging and saying, "Listen, guys, while climate change does not affect you guys, but report says if we continue on the same trajectory, a lot of Caribbean islands will be wiped out.
Yes.
So we are actually fighting for survival.
Yes.
Fighting for survival. So what you're highlighting is exactly true. While today we may be good, but let's say 20, 30 years from now, with increased level of water, St. Martin could be underwater, for example. I'm not saying that, but for example, our other islands could be, and they themselves find themselves being refugees or non-nationals in other countries.
Yeah.
Then what would you like to like that other country to do? Hey, listen, no. I know St. Martin sinking. Put you back on the plane, go back.
But yeah,
you would want some type of compassion based on humanitarian rights.
Correct. And let me also add, because I do not want any of the viewers to think that we are scaremongering. Okay? Because there was a very insightful report written by EPIC, which is a local organization on environmental protection. I can't remember the rest, but they produced a report. And in that report, highlighted what St. Martin will look like, I believe, in 10 or 20 years if we continue seeing, right, the rising sea level, which is rising as a result of the melting glaciers, in the different poles and such. Okay? And basically, Great Bay, gone. Simpson Bay, gone. In a few other places, gone. So this is not something that Bakari is making up. Okay? As a matter of fact, many of our, and I don't want to stray too much, you see, but it ties in. It really ties in. There was another report talking about the acidity in the sea, right? Is causing a lot of the fish stock, right? Causing a lot of the marine, I don't know what you just call it. So my environmental family, please forgive me. But the natural ecosystem is under threat because of that rising acidity, because of different pollutants and so forth and so on. That is threatening an entire sector, an entire sector that is threatening. And my last point is this, my brother, to tie it home again. There is a country in Asia, right? And let's say, for example, the capital is in the north of that particular island, because of the rising levels of the ocean, they are now considering to moving the capital from the north to the south.
Wow.
Of that particular island. That's how serious it is. And there are many more stories. You understand? There are many more stories. And that's what I said. We and I agree with you. We cannot take this for granted, because tomorrow we could be refugees also. You see? So we have to take it even from, we can take it serious from different perspectives. But ultimately, we cannot be saying in one corner of our mouth that we stand in solidarity with Haiti, and then in the other corner of our mouth, we see Caribbean nations, heads of state that profess to be anti-colonial, that profess to be anti-imperialist, that travel every year to the United Nations General Assembly to condemn basically the current world order, right? And then we treat our own in this particular manner. Okay, I have serious reservations. I have serious concerns about that. Yeah. So let me come off of that trip, because when we get started on we little activism and thing,
I don't
you know how we just get.
But is it necessary talk to have and to keep having, because what we notice, and I know we're straying a bit, is that when it comes to speak on colonialism, and the likes, there are certain powers that would love to have that talk suppressed, and so we can forget slavery existed, so we can forget all the hardship our forefathers, because you hear it, you wasn't a slave, so you ain't got nothing to speak about. But no, the remnants of those effect us today.
That is correct.
Today,
That is correct.
You are a superpower because of the back and sweat and blood of my and your forefather. So
Yes,
you are benefiting economically today because of that. We are suffering economically today because of that. So
Yes.
listen, I commend everyone that try to, because it's a necessary conversation that needs to continue happening for generations to come.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you, especially to the point where some would rather us forget about it. Some would rather us just simply move on, or whatever that
Move on.
means. But
Exactly.
the interesting part about it, those who are asking us to move on will never forget their history. They will
Nope.
never forget their history. Okay,
Nope.
they use their history as a means to continue maintaining the existing system. Okay,
Yep.
so we can
You're right.
we can dance up with them, we can laugh with them and everything, but in the back of their mind, they are programmed that they have to rule, and they will not be ruled.
Yep.
Okay, and they know
Uh, uh,
they would ask us, oh, we must be peaceful and so forth. I have never seen a peaceful European nation.
nope.
Never. I have never seen.
Listen,
Continue.
I am so glad that you say it. You are so right. The crisp of hypocrisy.
Yes.
In their minds, we should always be subservient.
Correct.
And to me, that's how they'll always see us.
Correct.
Until we stand together and we truly look out for one another and truly work with each other versus tearing each other down, etc. Only then we might stand a chance.
Correct. And the thing is also, like today before our talk, I was going through several newspapers, and I was in disbelief, because in one paper, for example, I saw that the Netherlands is supplying parts, right, to a particular fighter jet to Israel. And then in another article, I'm seeing the Netherlands supplying aid to Gaza. So I'm saying, but wait a minute.
Imagine.
I mean, listen, I can't even make this up. I like literally just saw it an
Mhm.
hour ago. You understand what I'm saying?
Imagine,
So
imagine.
these, yeah, but what I'm saying is, Ignacio Fontaine said it best in one of his songs. He said, "You preach about peace, but you're only creating more wars." You understand? And that's what they're doing. And that's what they continue to do to the islands. Every year they talk, they go to their IPCO or whatever have you. They had fruitful discussions, whatever that means. They dance up, they hug up, right? They eat. And then afterwards in the newspaper, you hear it. Holland forcing it on our throat again. This one is corrupt, that one is corrupt, and so forth and so on. What we busy with? You see? What it is we busy with. It only produces
Huh?
confusion in the minds of some of us. You see? But I
Yep.
am really glad that you brought out these points, Fabio. And I agree with you that we must continue these particular discussions because people need to know. People need to understand how our beloved island, our sister island of Haiti, got in this predicament. Okay, and I would tell them, I would tell anybody, right, that the majority of these issues them were authored, right, was sanctioned by external quote unquote the metropoles, the imperialists. Because every time when Haiti tried to emerge, they removed the leadership. Every time. Every
Yep.
single time. Okay? To the
Yep.
point they kidnap, they execute, they assassinate everything. And then they have the gall to say that they want to help Haiti. Give us a break. Give us a
I
break.
agree.
Let me
I
ask you this
agree.
before. Let me ask you this. I know you're pressed for time also, but let me ask you
Uh-huh.
this. Okay? Different reports talk about weapons leaving the United States and reaching somehow to the island of Haiti. Do you agree with me that this is another sign of hypocrisy when it comes to US policy towards Haiti? Because America begged Kenya to come to Haiti to assist with the security situation. Then you have reports talking about weapons reaching Haiti, more sophisticated, these weapons, right, than what the Kenyans would probably have to fight against the gangs. What are your thoughts on that topic?
You see, um the way I see it, and this is my personal view,
Sure.
it's a game of manipulation to wipe out the black race, our own
Mm,
kind. We're asking one brother to come in. Hey, listen, your other brother needs help, but you're giving the other brother ammunition to kill that same brother. You
we
you you said,
asked.
you said to come
We
in.
asked to come
Yeah,
in.
you
Yeah.
asked to come in. So at one point we must stand back and take an objective look of everything. Listen, there's hardly anything that leaves the U.S. shore that the authorities is not aware of.
Mm,
The DEA, as sophisticated as they are, the CIA with their world reach. I mean, come on, they found Bin Laden.
in a
They found
cave.
Bin Laden. They found
In a
Saddam.
cave.
So you want to tell me you don't know about automatic guns and ammunition being stuffed in a barrel to come into Haiti? You you can't detect that at all. I
Yeah.
mean, there's if if they want to do it, if they want to put an end to it, they can. But somehow it's benefiting the right persons, so the matter really falls on deaf ears.
Give thanks. Give thanks. Now, my brother, tell me a bit more about the petition. Okay, how was it going with the petition? Because I don't know if it was anchored in the article, but tell us about the petition and tell us about how persons can sign the petition.
Okay, the petition is online. There was a bit of a hiccup in the beginning. The petition is a free petition, but when we did it on change.org, After you supported the petition, and in some cases even before you supported the petition, the website was asking for a contribution. So a lot of people basically did not sign it. But that's on the website itself. That the contribution was in no way set up by us, and the funds will not be coming our way at all. It was just
Wow.
the website, and apparently that is something they do all the time to help cover costs, etc., or to fund specific projects. So
Okay.
when that was brought to our attention, we created another website. We
Okay.
created another petition on another platform. um Lord, I
Don't
can't
worry.
remember the name of the
Send
second
it to me.
platform.
Send it to me, and I'll and
Yes.
I'll, and I'll do my best to share it also.
Yes, but I can announce that the petition on change.org has been rectified.
Okay.
We spoke with the platform, and they took down because of the nature of the petition. They stand in solidarity, and they say, okay, we're gonna take down the request for monetary donations.
Okay.
So I just
Okay.
want to make it clear: the association was not asking for any funds whatsoever. It was something put in place by the website itself,
Okay. Thank you so much
unbeknownst to
for
us.
that. Thank you so much for that clarification. And for those persons who may not have access to computer, Wi-Fi, maybe not even familiar with the internet, can they pass by an office to sign a hard copy? Is that possible?
Yes, they can pass by the office. Unfortunately, the office is closed until the end of this month. So it should be reopened back the first week of December.
Okay.
So we can you they would be able to pass, but as of the first week of December.
And how many signatures are you aiming for?
1,000.
1,000? No, that's realistic. That's realistic. And
Oh,
then
well.
once you've gathered the 1,000 signatures, what happens after?
Well, it goes in the dossier. It goes in the dossier, along with the support letters from members of parliament, because quite a few members of parliament, and factions within parliament actually supported it.
Really?
And yeah, yeah, yeah. I actually have a few letters of support from factions within parliament.
Can you
And
publicize them, or are you not at liberty to share that
I'm
information?
I'm I'm no, I'm pretty sure I can publicize it.
Okay, I would
Because
like to know.
yeah, sure. I'm pretty sure, for just a matter of clearance. I'll just ask the MPs and the factions real quick, but I'm pretty sure that they don't have no issues, because I did
Okay.
mention some of them in the article anyway.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah,
So,
I saw. Yeah, I saw that. So I just
so
wonder if there's more, because it would be nice. It would be nice for the people to know that their
but
leaders stand.
but but one thing I will mention is that this is not only being done on the Dutch side. The northern side of the island, our French counterparts, we are basically gonna pass the hand them over the mantle, and the exact same petition is gonna go in is gonna be delivered to the prefet on the French side, because it makes no sense. One island, that side is deporting, front side is not. Or front side is deporting, that side is not. It's an island wide thing, and both sovereign governments. I want to say both sovereign governments. I'm speaking of the government of the Netherlands and the government of France are founding members of the UN. So that UN resolution and all other international organizations, the other international organizations that appeal to that effect, France and Holland are signatories to that, and we are bound to that.
Let me also add, and I stand to be corrected, my brother. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, a Haitian was also a founding member of the United Nations. Eh?
I'll
Yes,
have to
I
check.
in my when I was doing some reading up on this particular topic, I can't remember the gentleman's name, but one of the founding members was also a Haitian national. You understand? And that's what I keep saying, the more we dig up certain information, right, it adds to our collective pride. You know, it adds, you know, to our awareness. Frederick Douglass said, "A man with knowledge is unfit to be a slave." You see, so when you can tell people proudly and boast, right, that we as Caribbean people contributed towards several key organizations in the world, you have to look upon us differently. You understand?
Yep.
You have to look at us differently. You see, and
Uh-huh.
that's why, like today, I made it a point. I mean, I give thanks to the person that sent it to me, but I made it a point to let persons know that on this day, the French general had to bow down to Dessalines. You have to
Yep.
let them know, okay?
No, no, no.
Haitian,
I agree with you.
yeah, they have
I
to
agree
know.
with you.
Our Caribbean brothers and sisters, our Caribbean children from Cuba all the way down to Trinidad and across the region, they need to know. Because once
Yeah.
you know, your perception of a person changes. Okay? The way how
Yeah.
you treat them
I
changes. You see? So I would make it a point, and listen, we can either agree or disagree, but this is the information. Okay? Because Napoleon wouldn't want you to know this. Macron would not want you to know this. And the other
no.
ones them wouldn't want you to know, but we need to know. You see? Because then they can say, but ho, ho, ho. You know, if my people did this and their blood and their genes run through me, then I am also capable of building my own nation and doing for self. And so we don't need you all so-called philanthropy. You see?
I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And we
Okay.
are doing so much, and we have accomplished so much as a Caribbean people. And one example I'll give you is Kamala Harris,
Mm-hmm.
Vice President of the United States, Jamaican background. I
Mm-hmm.
love it. I love it. Another one that's even closer to home is oh Lord, I forgot her name, Danielle something. She's the speaker of
That's correct. Yeah, the White
she's the
House.
speaker of the White House. Now,
Yes,
what
that's
a lot
correct.
of people don't know, people know that she's Haitian, yes, but what a lot of people don't know is that her people was from right there French Quarter,
Impossible.
right there French Quarter, right there French Quarter, and they moved to Martinique, and she
Wait,
was
hold on.
born in Martinique.
You hold on
Yeah,
right there. Speaker,
yeah.
I hear that right now. Speaker of White House.
Um,
Okay, hold on. I hear looking for it right now because you trying to tell me that this lady, so Karine Jean-Pierre,
yeah.
you're telling me that she has, that her folks lived on St. Martin French Quarter for a little while.
Her parents lived in St. Martin and then they moved to Martinique, and she was born in Martinique and moved towards the States. So
Wow.
these stories is stories that one enlightens us
Yeah.
and motivates us that, hey, listen, we can do great. We can be as big as the others that we see doing it on the big stage. And who would ever thought? Who would ever thought a Haitian migrant pass through Saint Martin, go through Martinique, would end up as the Speaker of the House? Well, not
Mm-hmm.
Speaker of the House, the White House representative, Speaker for the great state of the United States. I mean, come on,
Go figure.
incredible things.
Go figure. Go
Incredible
figure.
things. and and,
Yeah.
and then and then there's the first governor of Canada, who was also Haitian descent, and also passed through the Caribbean. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah,
Canada.
yeah. Listen, and there's so much more. There's so much more,
Okay,
and
give thanks.
we just gotta stay connected, and we can do wonders.
Give thanks. Give
But
thanks.
I wanna commend you for having me on this program, though.
I listen, the pleasure is all ours. As I said again, when I read the article, I believe that the topic was too important, right? Not to highlight. And of course, this is
Mhm.
just our humble way of trying to, give back to our sister island of Haiti by raising awareness, by keeping, its history alive. I've said it on a different platform and I'll say it again. Had it not been for the Haitian Revolution, I believe that the Caribbean, right, would have probably received its emancipation 200 years later. All right. And I stand by that. I stand by that wholeheartedly. Okay. I want to let you know. Yes.
And modern day development that
Yes.
we enjoy so much today would not have been.
There you go. No, there you go. There you go. I want to point out that we have my brother from Uganda is tuning in, brother Kamukama Rukundo Clinton, a rising Pan-African leader. It would be good if you all, hooked up and talked. A very, very, very intelligent young man, does a lot of writing, on the topic of Pan-Africanism. And of course, we have SXM Academy SBO says good morning. So good morning. I
Good
know
morning.
Yeah, man, that's my
Well,
queen.
good afternoon now.
Yeah, it's afternoon, right? Yeah. So greetings. So my brother, I want to thank you for your time. I know you are on a very tight schedule. I really want to thank you for your time. Thank you for the information and the perspective shared, right? And know that you're always welcome back on Unity and Solidarity TV for updates, to share information, to let us know what's going on. Always welcome. And please extend our fraternal greetings to your team and to the rest of your family. So I would like to maybe have any closing words before we sign off.
Well, I just wanna commend you and and the community for giving me this platform to really clarify some of the misconceptions that was out there. And believe it or not, and I'll just share this just joke with you real quick.
Sure.
I got quite a few calls after that article came out, and a lot of them was like, "Fabio, they deporting you? They deporting you?"
Serious.
I'm dead serious. But after I said, listen, take your time and read the art, because people hardly, and that's one thing that we are slowly losing in our society. We are so becoming a microwave society where we need things instantly. We need things. So the article was rather long. So a lot of people just didn't take the time to just go through they saw the first little snippet and then that's it. But once again, I wanna thank you for allowing me on this platform. I would like to come back to touch on something that has recently has I have recently taken up again. It's the challenges for the special needs within St. Martin and our community. But that's another topic for another day. Because that community itself is falling by the wayside. Believe it or not, special needs and different abilities are on the rise here on the island, and unfortunately, we are separating families right here, losing our social fabric. People are leaving. Mother and daughter, or mother and child, is going to the Netherlands to seek proper help, proper support for their special need kids, leaving the rest of the family here. Stuff like that. I would love to come back on some other day and go deeper onto it. But thank you very much.
No problem.
I know we said an hour.
Yeah.
The discussion was so lively, and we almost an hour and a half. But I really gotta go now. So thank you very much, and I want to thank everyone who tuned in. And feel free.
All right, excellent. Well, you have a great day, Father, and all the best, and a pleasant week. Yeah.
All right, take care.
All right, take care. All the best. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you really enjoyed today's discussion. I know I certainly enjoyed it, And of course, we look forward to receiving any updates from Brother Fabio in the very, very near future. So once again, I want to remind you all that we are going to be back today around 4 o'clock, if I have it correctly, where I'll be paying tribute to a number of men in my life, at least, who I would proudly say made a great impact on my life. and on my worldview, of course. And of course, this is in commemoration of International Men's Day. So please, come and spend your time with us. And if you would like to weigh in on that discussion by highlighting the men in your life that played a role in your personal development, feel free. I'll share the link, right? And then you can always join, ask a question, mention, do a few honorable mentions, and then that way we could give them their flowers, which is so very important. So from all of us here at Unity and Solidarity TV, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you at 4 p.m. St. Martin time.